Namaskar. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Vancouver Satsang Cultural Society, for inviting all the young at heart to come and for me to come and speak on love all, serve all within the realm of Unitarian universal principle of Sanatan Dharma. So Unitarian or universalism are words used commonly in the West for the universal one God principle instead of the duality between God and Son of God, Jesus, which originally existed and now both are understood as same, as one universal God. This universal principle is followed by all the religions of the world, and in Sanatan Dharma, we know it as Advaita philosophy. So it is that there is no duality between God and His creation. In Sanatan Dharma, and Sanatan means eternal, and Dharma is duty, which is considered a religion for all and is universal as duty towards ourselves, towards you, towards your family, towards the entire humanity is universal. It has always stayed and will continue to exist. So according to Indian ethical literature, Nidhi Shastra, Ayam Nijaha Paro Veti Garna Raghuchetasam Udar Charitanam Tu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This shloka from Nidhi Shastra means a person who thinks and acts small differentiates between mine and thine. But a person who is large-hearted, he will see the entire universe as his own family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This whole world is our family. And is able to then love all and serve all. As we are then able to see ourselves, we are able to see the same supreme power, the same God in everyone, within ourselves, in others, and then we serve all as we serve ourselves. Only when we realize this universality of one supreme power in everyone, not just in me, but in everybody. And so when we love everyone as loving God that is in everyone, that we are able to truly love and serve everyone. And so one of the important things is to be able to see the universality, to see the same God in everyone. And the other is, when we do service, we do not see it as doing that for anybody else. Because, in fact, the challenge is that when we do service, when we serve, we think we are great, and then we develop an ego. But when we serve ourselves, when we do our own work, like we clean our clothes and house and pots, we are doing it for ourselves, then we think, oh, it's a service to me and not to anybody else. But if, it's a service that I'm doing for me and my family, my son, my husband, and so there is no ego. But that comes in when we think we are serving anybody else. If we are serving someone else, then that person is other than yourself. That's not me. And that ego comes in. So we can serve. So that's the challenge. So we can only do service when we see the same supreme power that is in me and that's in any other person that we see as others. Actually, that duality doesn't stay anymore. So we see, as I said, the whole world as a family. In fact, according to the Nidhi Shastra, I'll quote another shloka. It says that our real universal family consists of 6 family members. Satya Mata, Pita Jnanam, Dharmo Bhrata, Daya Sakha, Shanti Patni, Shama Putra, Shadate Mama Bandhava. So, according to our Shastras, truth is our real mother. Knowledge is our father. The religious aspect that stays in us is our real brother. Mercy in our heart is our true friend, because when we have mercy in our heart, we can befriend everyone. And our mental peace is actually our true wife, as this mental peace can only be achieved when we have control over our sense organs. And when we have forgiveness in our heart, then every child becomes like our own son. So, to see the universal God, you don't need to change anything outside of yourself, but your own sight and your own way of seeing things. So, when someone said, read this banner before you go, and it says God is nowhere, and the magic of my sight and thought was that I read it, God is now here. So when we see the world with the changed eyes, we will see that there is no enemy, and there is no bad person, and that everyone is like a family member. So while we see there is no problem in serving ourselves and our family, son and husband, similarly we will see no problem in loving everyone and serving others. Here I would also like to quote from Tulsidas Ramayana, which is our sacred text of Sanatan Dharma. We can learn with the conversation that Ram had with Hanuman, where Ram explained to Hanuman, and Hanuman actually asked him, what is this duality? On what it says here, Ananya. What is the dualism in this universe? So Ram said, So Ananya Jake Asi Matina Kare Hanumant Main Sevak Charachar Roop Swami Bhagavant. Ram said, what is this non-dualism or dualism? It is that when you reach that state of mind, when you think that there is no one else in this world, but only one supreme Ram or God that you believe in, then we are devoted to Ram. And in this context, it's Ram, because Hanuman is devotee of Ram. And it is a true example of this non-dualism, where he sees Ram as being everywhere. And so, when we see no other person except Ram, that whoever we are serving, whatever we are doing is service to Ram, that is what is Ananya, the ability to realize this non-dualism. And this is something like what we sing normally. Na main roop dekhti, na main naam dekhti, na main roop dekhti, na main naam dekhti, main to jahan dekhti, Ram hi Ram dekhti, Ram hi Ram dekhti, na main roop dekhti. So what we don't see the forms, we don't see anything except Ram. We don't see the different shapes or different names. All we see in everything is Ram. For example, just another 1 or 2 examples I will give to explain this. When we see different ornaments like rings, bangles and earrings, these are all different shapes that gold has taken. But all these shapes and sizes, they are different, but what is constant in this is the gold. So, just like without gold, none of these different shapes and sizes of ornaments will exist. And the ring is just a special form and a name to this ornament. Similarly, in this universe, nothing exists without God. So there is just one soul, one Atma, one God present in all the bodies. But the thing is that we are not able to see it. And then we only see the shape and size, and then we give it different names, and we just see it as that. We are not able to see the deeper universality in that. Similarly, the supreme power, if you see, when we see the ocean, and we see different waves, and we know that, so there are different waves coming, and there are many waves, but the waves will not exist without the ocean. So waves is just a form and a name of the ocean. And so when we see people, we do not seem to see the supreme power in them, because we don't seem to get that enlightenment. No one is giving us that guidance or enlightenment every moment. But slowly, with the help of a guru, we can get self-realization, and only with this realization, we can serve all and love all. So lastly, I would like to give you just one beautiful example from Goswami Tulsidas Ji's Ramayana, where he has given one universal formula. It's a formula that actually proves that every word you see, everything you see, there is God in it. And that God, whether you call it Sai, Shiva, Durga, Krishna, Ram, these are like two words, and it's actually a very scientific mathematical formula that Tulsidas Ji has given. So if we calculate, according to Tulsidas, whatever name we take, consisting of as many number of words there are, the remainder, if we apply this formula, the remainder will always come up as two words, which can be Ram and Sai and so forth, whichever you believe in. So this formula in Tulsidas Ramayana is Naam Panchayut Dugunit Vasuvit, so Naam Chaturgun Panchayut Dugunit Vasuvit Shesh Ramyo Ram Sab Jagat Mein Tulsi Meen Na Meen. So what this formula is, and you can apply it in your name if you like. Suppose your name is any number of words, so Chameli. So Chameli, in this case I've taken in English, so 7 words. So there are 7. So formula is that after counting letters in your name, you have to multiply it by 4. So Chameli is 7, and so if you multiply it by 4, that's 28. And then add 5 to it. So 28 plus 5 is 33. And then you have to multiply it by 2. And that's 33 multiplied by 2 is 66. And then you have to divide it by 8. So any number you take, your name or anything you take, and just apply this formula. And so when you divide 66 by 8, 64, then the remainder that remains is 2. And this 2 is Ram. The number 2 is Ram or Sai, Krishna. So 2 words, always it will be 2. So mathematically, scientifically, or whichever way you want to see it, there's only one supreme universal God, whatever name you call it, Sai, Durga, Shiva, and whichever makes you happy, because then when you're happy, you're able to love and serve all, because then you're not serving anyone else, you're serving your own God, your own self, your own family. And serving or seva or service, I've myself worked in an organization in India called Seva, and then I've been working here in the different community organizations, and I felt that I am able to do seva or service only and only if I am able to see this universal God in everyone. And then I can do it without an ego or feeling like it's me or my organization, whether it's was Vancouver Satsang Society, it doesn't matter. For me, if I am able to do it without ego, as everyone as my own, my family, my own people, there is no other in this case. And then only I feel like I have done real service. Then only I am able to love and serve all. Thank you so much.